Welcome to our 5 on 5. I'm pleased to be joined by Michael Cole. He is the president of Regence, BlueCross, BlueShield of Oregon. Good to see you, Michael. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, so you're here today. You and your leadership team are presenting at the Medford-Jackson County Chamber Forum Luncheon. What is the focus of your presentation?
The focus, as it always is community and Southern Oregon and what can we do together. Big themes, though, that you'll hear anytime you hear me speak or my team speak around access and affordability, commitment to community, behavioral health in particular, because it is so important right now after the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And then really any other conversation that comes up within the chamber is fair game for us as well. But we really want to be embedded and understand what the needs are specifically here and in the community. Mm-hmm.
Regence serves nearly a million Oregonians. Are there any major changes? Of course, you guys typically come here to present at the Chamber Forum at the beginning of the year just like this. Are there any changes to insurance statewide that you're seeing right now?
One of the most important issues we're seeing statewide, and you're going to hear these themes over and over again, whether it's from me or other executives in this business, it's around affordability and access. And so the state is heavily engaged right now in something called the Cost Growth Initiative, something we're heavily involved in as well. It's designed to think about how do we control costs and make sure that care is accessible and cost effective for members. And so you'll see that as a theme not only from us, but more broadly across healthcare. What
is the state of healthcare in Oregon right now, and is there something you're watching closely in the legislative session that's going on right now?
It's a tale of two cities. In some ways, it's wonderfully strong. There are a lot of committed practitioners. There are committed business folks like myself and our entire team. The community really wants to do well, and there's challenges. When you think about behavioral care, we rank, unfortunately right now, at the lower end of all the states in the country in terms of access and quality of care for our behavioral opportunities. So we know that there's lots of opportunity there for us to do better. And access is also a very big issue. We know about nursing shortages. We know about inflation. We have to work together with our health system partners to make sure that's strong and that we do it together in partnership.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have much more with Michael in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Michael Cole. He is the president of Regence, BlueCross, BlueShield of Oregon. Michael, there was some concern last month over negotiations with Providence and keeping the health system in network. Has that been resolved?
It has. And I think you'll find that the conversation with health systems and payers like Regence are always going to be dynamic. There will be a dynamic tension of making sure that we have that fine balance between access to quality first and then cost. And we have to work together with our health system partners to get there. And sometimes that's a tough conversation. But when all parties are leaning in and trying to find the right solutions, we'll get there. And as with Providence, we did that exactly.
Mm-hmm. And as we were talking about during the break, this is you're only a few months on the job, or less than half a year, I believe. What are the biggest changes, the biggest adjustments in coming to Oregon and state to state? Obviously, the rules are always very different.
They are. One thing I will tell you about Oregon, it is an incredibly passionate state, community-oriented. There is a lot of pride around being an Oregonian. I see that all over the entire state. I've actually been down to Medford twice. We have a significant investment here in Southern Oregon, hundreds of thousands of dollars going to support, even in partnership with La Clinica, thinking about behavioral health. I talked about that earlier in terms of supporting even school-based support for behavioral needs. So we're seeing in this community, and what I love about my time here already is that everybody, as I said earlier, is leaning in to the issues. And they're not easy, but what I've seen is support and partnership at all levels.
One of the issues that certainly comes up a lot when we're talking statewide is Measure 110. Obviously, we're watching closely what's happening in the short legislative session. Is that something you guys are watching closely or involved in any way with 110?
New to the area, 110 is something that captures your attention right away, right? And it's important for a number of reasons. One of which is clearly the health piece, right? Making sure that people, again, have access to care, whether they're unhoused, whether they need behavioral support, whether there's other services in the community that can help them. And of course, there's other conversations around it a little more broadly around policy and things like that. My focus is really how can we be impactful to the community as we work through this together, because I think everybody wants to find a way to win.
Very good. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.